The best way, or at least the first way to start breaking gender bias is first to acknowledge it. Call it out. If you experience gender bias, whether it's in the workplace, from your male colleagues, or even female colleagues in your personal life, from your family members, friends, whoever it is, the first thing is first to call it out. Make a point out of it. Don't just let it go by and sweep it under the rug. We need to acknowledge it, blast it, put it front and center, to educate so that we can all learn that this isn't the way things are and that there's a better way to do it.
By learning as more as I can how to value others equally and respect how they express themselves. None of us was born with all social theories in their brain. We were taught to some extent or shown how we are supposed to be or do. So as adults, it is our jobs to do better ourselves and then support the new generations.
I do remember, for example, when we were analyzing a hiring process, kind of from start to finish, checking whether the female to male balance changed from round to round, whether we were like unconsciously sorting out women, sorting out men. Nowadays, we have a graphic system that gives us this report easily, but we were doing that really just simply by counting that in the old days. So I think we always have made like a really conscious effort to balance this.
I personally like to read books, articles, listen to podcasts, or have fruitful discussions with my friends on this topic. I'm trying not to be too preoccupied and broaden my horizon, as I firmly believe that education on gender biases, inclusion and equality is key.
Super important to make sure it is a great place to work for women and for everyone. To really have absolutely no bias in our culture, in the opportunities we give, in our promotion schedules, and clearly then, as closer as a data company, tracking our performance and quantifying how well we are doing is super important and really helps focus the mind on breaking the biases.
I think that awareness of gender biases has been and continues to be raised by women from different cultures through social media and public events. Shedding light on common experiences of bias helps us find solutions that best suit our cultures without disrupting our values. There has been incredible male support in the Western countries, but this should also be echoed in the East.
A lot of research shows that having diversity in the interview process tends to eliminate a lot of the conscious biases that we all have. Interesting enough, it's important, of course, to have women in the interview processes, but diversity outside only gender also tends to eliminate gender bias. This, I think, is the first thing that I try to do when I have to hire a candidate.
The world has changed, and thankfully people have been finding more support in being who they truly are, even if they don't feel like they belong to a specific gender. I try to keep an eye on the human being and the essence, regardless of its form. Having empathy, being open-minded, and welcoming the way of other beings has been my way of breaking gender bias.
I'm glad to be a woman at a time when all stereotypes and biases are broken down. We have power and a voice, but there's still so much to be done. So much to be achieved. Like all my female managers and mentors throughout the years, I will continue to improve my emotional intelligence, encourage and empower fellow female colleagues and girlfriends to have strength, resilience, and use their sense of humor to accomplish everything they want. I love this quote from Voltaire. It says something along the lines, "Doubt is not a pleasant condition, but certainty is absurd." If we have to live with it, so be it. It might be uncomfortable to live in self-doubt, but actually, if that motivates us to get better and get an accurate check of reality, it's surely better than being deluded.
So from the recruitment side here at Xeneta, we are currently implementing a quality monitoring system during the application process, so we can kind of realize if our jobs are equally attractive to all genders, see if we need to review our language, the requirements, and in order to be inclusive, we also ask the pronoun candidates want us to use to refer to them. And then what we do in this company, and I believe very well, is to encourage everybody to speak and say their opinions, no matter the gender, background, or position.
Yes, so in today's world, I think women have more voice. In social media or Facebook, Twitter, they have a space for them to voice their experience and make everyone in society understand that like woman is not carry herself as to expectation, because we are not object, right? Like you don't expect a woman that can cook and define her as a good wife. I did have this conversation with a friend, and she said that she's not a good cook, or she don't even cook at all, and she don't face any feedback that, oh, like how you gonna be good wife. She never have a single person say that to her. So happy to see that expectation of society on women in my culture is changing in a good way. I'm excited to see more of those.